Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. So the other day was Chinese New Year's, and I thought it would be a great opportunity to add another New Year's resolution to my year this year, which is I have a hard time ever getting over a grudge I have with somebody, and it kind of worked against me the other day. So last year when I was living in Seattle, I worked for a boss who had very strong family values, and being solo sexual and not really getting along with my parents, and having some difficulties with my family, it really worked against me when I was working with my pro-family boss. He's a nice guy. He's just can't see any other way around non-traditional family situations. Let's put it that way. When I was working with him, I hardly ever got to, I didn't get to take any time off, and he would often shuffle my schedule mercilessly. Like during the week, he would change my schedule 2 or 3 times, while all my colleagues got their favorite days. I had a colleague who went to a wedding. I had other colleagues who went to graduations for family members. Meanwhile, every time I wanted to see a lunar eclipse, he was very hostile to the idea. And so the other day, during my time with my toxic boss, one of my colleagues took time off to attend. I can never pronounce that word, and I really dislike that word because of the reason. To attend he's Latino, and he had a niece who turned 15 years old. The party involved in that, and so I developed a hatred toward that event. Now I'm working at a different tutoring center now, and one of my students, she turns 15 this week, and she was excited about the event. When she said the word, I instantly felt a surge of resentment toward what had happened in Seattle, and it took me about half a second to wish her happy birthday and to wish her a good celebration, because my first reaction to the word was the anger I had at the other tutoring center back home in Seattle. Okay, now and then I get off of the work that day, and I opened my email, and my former boss sent me my W-2, and my first reaction was I so badly wanted to reply with an angry email about what had happened last year, but I toned it down to thank you, and I hope you're starting to appreciate that differences in people's lives, and maybe family isn't and marriage isn't for everybody. I toned it down to that. I started with anger, but I toned it down to that. But even then, I kind of regret sending that. And but I was angry, and that's a big problem. I can never let go of a grudge like this. I've had grudges that I've held for decades, believe it or not, that I still go back to every time I hear a certain word or see a certain event, or sometimes a smell in the air will just bring me right back to where I was 10, 20 years ago. Anyways, have you ever held a grudge for an eternity? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum.